Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And tonight I want to continue my Explorers of the Untamed Wilds playtest, where I continue to test the dungeon delve mechanics. And I've done some work, so the version you can find online right now in my Google Docs that I shared. You can find it in the community tab, is version 1.2, and I incorporated some feedback and layout advice from a user and also fellow YouTuber Grognard Solo Gaming. So thanks again for commenting and giving me some layout advice, and so I incorporated that. And I also expanded and reworked the encounter tables so that they follow a similar mechanic as the dungeon table, where you have a main exploration table for the different terrains, but you could plug in easily different combat encounter tables to adjust or modify the game to your needs. So just like in the dungeon exploration table, it only states face a combat encounter here, and then you roll on a separate combat encounter table for the level. And those are easily made even on scrap paper, and you can just incorporate them if you want to tailor the game to your needs. So and I made the companion rules more flexible to allow more customizability but still keeping them simple. So you can now assign an ability score array, and you can pick and choose skills and proficiencies and defense options, so they're not all the same. And as you can see here, I tidied up a little because I think it is imperative that you have some good bookkeeping. So what I did, I just made a little mini quest or gaming log. It's just like a folded piece of A4 scrap paper, and here we have our pool XP and our pool gold. And here on the back I got the quest log, and I rewatched it. So in this playtest we have quest number 6, the book collection, so we need to collect this rare tome from the dungeon. But we also have quest number 10, the Tomb Raiders wanted quest, where you need to get an artifact or relic from a dungeon. So these are our active quests, and as stated in the game, you can have 3 active quests at a time. And on this side here we have our pool herbs. So in this game you can collect herbs to craft potions, and you can collect crafting supplies, which is an abstract measure where you can craft little trinkets that you can sell for money. So we track those here. And here we have food and water, where I just listed my companion and of course my hero, and those are the usage dice for food and water. And if you roll them, you can just cross them out or erase them. It's with a pencil. So as you remember, Lucas already used up some of his food supplies, so he's at D66. If you buy 10 rations, which are included in your Adventurer's pack, you start with a D8 usage die for food or rations, and water skin always has a D6. And you can refill these when you forage, or you refill them in town. And so this is basically all we need to keep track of. And always Drive Through RPG or DM's Guild is a wealth of good stuff. And there I found these very compact character sheets that are ideal for tracking your companions and even your player hero. So now all of my companions have their own little character sheet, and I customized them a little so that they have different skills and different ability scores. So Kelvin, which is my sword and board fighter, so this guy here, so he wanted to become a cleric, but he didn't because none of the sidekicks can cast, to keep it simple. But so I assigned him the history and religion skill, together with survival and persuasion and medicine and history and athletics. And he is the sword and board guy who's got the defense class feature. He's proficient also with a herbalism kit, so he is like my cleric guy without the magic, basically. So then, of course, this is me and Mia Lee. She's an elf, which will be handy when I face the school. And she's got dual scimitars, and she's proficient with the flute also, and with thieves' tools. And she's got acrobatics, medicine, perception, performance, stealth, and survival. So she can lift morale or perform in the streets with her flute, and that is her. And Lucas, the archer, he changed clothes because I found a better miniature that I was looking for. So this is Lucas, and he's got the archery feat, and his skills are animal handling, athletics, medicine, nature, stealth, and survival. So he's basically the ranger type. And then, of course, my PC, which is almost indistinguishable. So this is why I put PC up here. So he's a fighter, a regular fighter class, level 1. Got the duelist feature, the criminal background, 4 skills, stealth, deception, athletics, acrobatics, and he's got this +1 rapier that I found, and this is his gear. And so these are this is my party tidied up, so that this is not all a mess as it was last time, and all pretty tidy. And I also made this nice little dungeon day tracker or town action tracker, where you basically move a token across this tracker, then it goes to long rest. And this is for in a dungeon where you put your torch usage die, and this is to indicate the 2 short rests that you can take on an adventure day, also with tokens. So this is all I need for bookkeeping, and so this is my new setup. And last time we were taking a long rest in a dungeon, and as you all know, this is dangerous. So we rolled, of course, an encounter, and I already determined the encounter, and it was a ghoul. And I didn't get all my nice and fancy miniatures out, so this ghoul is only this purple generic wooden pawn, but it fits the purpose. And I think we were in the library where we rested. So this is a bookshelf. These are overturned bookshelves and books on the floor. Low objects, difficult terrain, and this is slippery floor, difficult terrain. And yeah, we were just about to turn in for the night, to go to sleep, as out of the blink of our eye we catch this undead creature, this ghoul, approaching from out of the shadows. It has picked up our scent of living flesh, and it is hungry. All right, so we face a fight, and this also means that we do not get the benefit of a long rest. This is not a problem now because none of us is hurt, but it might be a problem after the combat, because then we start a new adventuring day and we didn't get the benefit of the long rest. All right, so, and if you remember, my initiative scores are fixed to reduce dice rolling, so they're 12 plus dexterity modifier. So we have 15, 14, 14, 13, and we just roll for the ghoul and fit it in the initiative order. And the ghoul, he's got an initiative bonus or modifier of +2. So let's see. It is a 5. +2 is 7. So the ghoul will go last. And yeah, I already wrote down the stat. So in it is 7. All right, so now that is good because we all get to act before the ghoul can act. So we basically, if we are lucky, we can take the ghoul out before it can hurt us. All right, so 15 is up first. That is Alrik, my player character, my agile fencer. Okay, so what he will do, or what I will do, is I will move 1, 2, 3. I will move 3 over to here. And then I'll just use my light crossbow and shoot at the ghoul. But these are low objects which grant some cover to the ghoul, so the ghoul gets +2 bonus to its AC. So that is an AC of 14. And I attack with my light crossbow. I'm proficient with it because I'm a fighter dexterity. So I attack +5 and I deal 1d8 +2 damage, if I'm not mistaken. I rarely use crossbow, so let me look this up real quick. Or is it a d6? But I think it is a d8. Alright, weapons. Here we go. Crossbow light. 1d8 piercing and yeah, plus dex. So 1d8 +2 and I attack +5. Alrighty, so let's see if if I hit better than I did last time. I will use the blue d20. So I move over there, and while I'm moving, I get my crossbow out and ready and shoot. Phew. And it's a 13. Yes, that hits for 7 points of damage. That is not bad. So 22 minus 7, so the ghoul is already at 15 hit points. Yeah, so I walk over there 3 squares and then I move backwards because I only moved 3, 1, 2, 3, so I can move again 4, 5, 6 because this is difficult terrain. So I move backwards a little, and that was my turn at 15. Now we got the 2 14s, Lucas and Mia Lee. All right, Lucas, he will shoot from where he stands, also taking into account the cover of +2 AC 14, but he's got the archery feat, so he attacks +6, 1d8 +2, +6. That's an 11 + 6 is 17. That's enough for 7 points of damage. Another 7 points. So the ghoul is at 8 hit points. So it gets hit by a bolt and an arrow in its undead flesh. And now Lucas also moves backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the corner of the room across the slippery terrain. All right, the other one, 14, is Mia Lee, our elf rogue. So she goes 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this 1, 2, 3. So that's the wall here. Damn, this is difficult terrain. But, or I can move diagonal. It counts also 2. So this is 1. So 2, 4, 6. Damn, I can't get to the ghoul, but that's all right. I just let the ghoul come to us. So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4. I will just move backwards and get my scimitars out and ready and await the ghoul. Let me check the camera real quick. Can you see everything back there? Just 1 second. Yeah, I think like that you should be able to see him. Yes. All right. So, and now the last guy, initiative 13, is Kelvin. But as we determined, he will also probably not reach the ghoul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, he can. So he is courageous. He moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and encounters or tries to stop the ghoul in the doorway to protect the comrades. Be gone, undead creature! And he attacks with his longsword +4, also dealing 1d8 points of damage versus AC 12. Oh, it's an 18 and max damage. No, it's an 18 and max damage, 10 points. So that takes care of the ghoul. So for cinematic purposes, because the ghoul only had 8 hit points left, Kelvin, decapitates the ghoul and chops off this undead head. And even though it is undead, it's now really dead. The ghoul collapses. And so what we need to do is we get rid of the corpse and drag it someplace so that it does not attract other ghouls. All right, and now we go to sleep. So we do not get the benefit of a long rest because we are so shaken by this encounter, but it's not a problem because none of us was hurt. That's the good thing about the initiative rule. All right, so we start the next adventure day in the dungeon, and at the start of a new day, you always have to get out a new torch. And the torchbearer is Ulrich, so he's got 5 torches in his adventurous pack. So he used one on the last day, and now I'm using the second one. So I got the second torch lit. The torch usage die is a d6, and you have to roll it after resolving an encounter. So we leave this library and continue our exploration of the dungeon. So let's get the dungeon exploration table out. So like I said, this is just here a playtest version. If I'm really happy with the document and the mechanics, I will get it printed. But as long as that doesn't happen, I gotta make do with these sheets. All right, so exploration roll, and I'm rolling the, let's stick with the blue die. So roll number 1, we move the token on the tracker here to 1. It's the first roll, and it's a 7 on the exploration die roll. So what is 7? 7, all right. So 7 is, I'll read it to you. The chamber ahead seems to have been an old laboratory. Alchemistic devices, potions, and powders are sitting in half-rotten, dusty shelves. It should read shelves. All right, so I gotta edit this. Are sitting in a half-rotten, dusty shelf. So that's fine. A poisonous fume is in the air. Oh, succeed at a DC 11 plus X con save or suffer XD6 points of damage. All right, so I should clarify this because it is poison fumes. Every character needs to succeed at a save or suffer XD6 points of damage. So these tables, they scale with the difficulty, with the level, but not with your character level, but the level of the location, as I stated in the first introduction, or as you can see here on the map. The world does not scale with your character, but instead it has set areas. So towns and grassland plain is always level 1. And for all the other sections, you would roll a d6 for a connected section of terrain to determine the level. So we have a level 5 swamp, a level 3 swamp, a level 3 wood, 4 mountains, 3 hills, and 6 wood. And the dungeons have 5, 5, and 6. And nothing stops you to entering a 6th level area with your first level characters, but that would be suicidal. So for this playtest, I said that the dungeon is a level 1 dungeon. It would normally be a level 5 dungeon. And So, and in these encounter tables, the DC is always 11 plus X, and X is the level of the area. So it scales, the reward scales with level, the damage, and the difficulty. So we need to succeed at a DC 11 plus X con save, so 12, or every character suffers 1d6 points of poison damage. But after this encounter, we will receive 100 XP, but this is pool XP. So let's make the con saves. All right, let's go in order. Alrik, his constitution is +2 and he's proficient with con, so he's got a +4 save bonus and he needs a 12 because of the poison fumes. And of course he fails, so he takes 1d6 points of poison damage. And of course 6, as always, maximum damage, minimum result. So he gets the poison fumes in his throat and immediately drops from 12 to 6 current hit points. I can't breathe. All right, and now Lucas. He's got Constitution +1 and he's also proficient in Constitution saves. So he got +3 and he makes it. He rolls a 17. Now Mia Lee, she's not proficient with Constitution saves. She's got +1. She rolls a 10. That's 11, so she barely misses it. Let's see how much poison damage she takes. 2 points. All right, that's good. So she's at 9 hit points. And finally, Kelvin, he's also not proficient with Constitution saves. He also's got +1. 20, natural 20. So he just shrugs off the poison. All right, so now we do get the XP. We get 100 XP. So our pool XP increased to 300. And now, if I wanted to take a short rest, I would have to make that decision now, because you can only take a short rest after resolving any encounter, combat or otherwise, and you can only take 2 short rests per adventuring day. So Alrik is in pretty bad shape actually. He lost half his hit points. He went from 12 to 6, and he's got 1 hit die that he can spend as a level 1 character. So actually, I don't know what's ahead. It would make sense to take a short rest now. And I think I will do that. So, so we leave this alchemist laboratory with the poison fumes. And once we cleared the area, Alrik, he starts to cough. Oh, I need a break. I need some water. And he takes a sip from his water skin. So we take a short rest. So I put 1 short rest marker here. And companions, they don't have hit dice actually. They regenerate pretty quick, but they always regenerate 10 plus constitution bonus on a short rest. So that is for him 11. But so he is definitely at maximum. No, Mia Lee. It was Mia Lee. The other guys are uninjured, and Alrik, he's got to roll his hit die. So he uses his hit die. And oh, wait a minute. He's a fighter. I think he starts at first level also with the second wind feature as a bonus action. But yeah, I look it up. I checked but I used the hit die now. All right, so yeah, but I roll a 10 plus Constitution 2, so 12. So I am also back to full hit points, full health. And I think that as a fighter, I would also have the second wind feat, which allows me to regenerate hit points as a bonus action. So let me check this up real quick. I'm wondering why I didn't put it down. All right, so the fighter here. So features, fighting style, yes, and second wind. Yeah, you have second wind, 1d10 plus level, and you must finish a short or long rest before you can use it again, and it is a bonus action. Yeah, so second wind. So let me add this to my character sheet. I could have used this instead of the hit die and then taken the rest, but that's all right. So second wind. All right, so move on to the next encounter. Oh, torch die. After every encounter, you got to roll the torch usage die, and on a 1 or 2, it decreases. And of course, it decreases. So now the torch usage die is a d4, which means if I'm unlucky, it'll go out after the next encounter. So let's see what the next encounter is. So I move this tracker to 2 and roll the next encounter on the dungeon exploration table. 13. All right, 13. This is a nice one. 13. At the center of this round chamber, so we come into a round chamber, there's a fountain. If you dare, you may drink from it. Pick any number of characters from your party that drink. You can drink only once per visit. Roll 1d6. On a 1, succeed at a DC 11 plus X con save. If you fail, you age 100 years in an instant and die. Die. Where's the second page? Here. And die a horrible death. Think Indiana Jones, Holy Grail. 2 is succeed at a DC 11 plus X con save to resist poison. If you fail, take XD12 points of poison damage. 3. Succeed at a DC 11 plus X con save. If you fail, you become blind and lose your eyesight. All your attack rolls and skill checks and dex saves here have disadvantage. You can reverse, everything. You can reverse this condition in town. As a town action, visit a temple and pay 1,000 gold pieces for powerful restoration magic cast on you. 4/5 is you quench your thirst. You can refill your water skin and set your usage die back to 6 or back to d6. And now this is the biggie, 6. You feel strangely powerful. You gain a level, but you can't advance beyond level 7. So this is basically like a save or die thing. You have a 50-50 chance, 50% that bad stuff happens with really bad stuff, and 50% that normal stuff happens, but also a slight slim chance of really good stuff happening with you gaining a level. So this is, you gotta decide for yourself if you want to take that gamble. And I mean, you know what? This is a play test, so I want to test basically all the mechanics. So why not? I will drink from the potion. 2 characters will drink, and that'll be Lucas and Kelvin. So Lucas and Kelvin, they will drink from the fountain. And first it is Lucas. And Lucas rolls 1d6. Let's see what happens. Lucas rolls a 4. That is good. You quench your thirst, you can refill your water skin and set your usage die back to d6. So let's look at water. Everybody is still at a d6. So Lucas quenches his thirst and says, tastes great. And now, who was the other one? Kelvin. Oh, let me see. Kelvin takes a sip. rolls a 6. So Kelvin, he takes a zip, and suddenly this vigorating energy flows through him, and he feels strangely powerful and strong, and he doesn't really know what happens, but he feels like as if he can take on the world. And now he increases to level 2. So there's not much happening unless till they reach at level 3, 6, and 9, and 12 they get an ability score increase, and at level 5 they get the extra attack feature, and other than that they just gain 10 plus constitution hit points, so he gains 11 hit points, so his hit points increase drastically to 22. So now he's a real tough guy. So that was this encounter, and we do get XP because we were so courageous, but you get X times 200 XP for every character that drinks. So X is, like I said, the area level, so this is a level 1 area. So I get 1 times 200 for every character that drinks. So 2 character took the zip, so we get 400 XP in our XP pool. So our XP pool is at 700 XP. Remember, this has to be divided by 4 because this is the pool. So and now, so to be able to gain a level from 1 to 2, I think you need 300 XP. So for everyone to get 300, I need at least 1,200 here. And then again, Kelvin now needs XP to advance to level 3. So, but we are not too bad, actually. We're not doing too bad. So that was encounter number 2. So at the end of this encounter, we have to roll our torch die. And of course, the torch, it goes out. So, so we move to encounter number 3. We light a new torch, so the torch die is back D6, but I got to cross off another torch. So Alrik is on his 3rd torch right now, and we are on encounter 3, and roll on the dungeon exploration table. And it's an 11! Alright, so this area was used to hold prisoners. Small cages and cells take up most of the room. In 2 of the cells you can see the rotten remains of unlucky souls. Succeed at a DC 11 plus X sleight of hand check using thieves' tools to pick the lock to the cells and examine the bodies, if I want to. Roll 1d6. On a roll of 4 to 6, you find valuables worth 200 gold pieces on the bodies. So rings, necklaces, some coins. But then again, roll 1d6. On a roll of 1 to 3, you face a combat encounter here. Roll on the combat encounter table for the dungeon level. Alright, so let's do it all in order. We want first to try to pick the locks. DC 11 plus X sleight of hand or proficiency with thieves tools. So none of our guys has sleight of hand because sleight of hand I think is more like for picking pockets and performing manual dexterity feats, because this is why you got thieves tools proficiency to add your proficiency bonus when using thieves tools. So it's either or. I got to clarify this in the document, so I got to make a note here. Sleight of hand or thieves tools. So Alrik will do it because he's got dexterity plus 3 and is proficient with thieves tools because of his criminal background, and the DC is always 11 plus X, so it is a DC 12. So let's hope that I am lucky at least this time and not once again suck totally. So and you only get one chance. You gotta you gotta pick one character, and if this character succeeds, it's good, and if he fails or it's bad, and you can't just go through all the characters. You got to make one choice. So this is why it's a board game and not a real role-playing game. So Alrik, and of course he rolls a 5, which is of course not enough, because dexterity 3 plus 2 proficiency gives him a total of 10. So we are not able to open the lock and get the valuables, but it would either only be 50-50. So, but now I got to roll if I face a combat encounter here. So what do you guess? I'm feeling lucky with the green normal dice. So 1, 2, 3, a combat encounter. Of course, it's a 2. So I do face a combat encounter here, and this is a level 1 combat encounter because this is a level 1 dungeon. And remember my house rule, if I roll the same encounter 2 times in a row, I can re-roll just to add some variety. So 4. So I already entered the house rule. Maybe I should put this in the document. But this is purely optional for taste. So yeah, level 1 dungeon 4. Ooh, 2 giant wolf spiders. Alright, so while I am fiddling with the lock and everybody else is also looking out of the shadows or out of the corner of the room, 2 giant wolf spiders approach and want to attack us. Alright, so let's set up a nice room here using my trusty Jenga blocks. All right, so this is the room here, and this is a cell, and this is a cell. All right, put it. All right, so this is a cell, and this is a cell. So we were here. And this is not blocking terrain now, this is slightly raised. So it counts as difficult terrain, and as it's slightly raised, provides cover just like low objects. So and while we are at it, 2 giant wolf spiders crawl up on us from the ceiling. So one, no, they both, it's a pair. So they come down here from the ceiling. So this is, we're at encounter 3. All right, and this is what happens. All right, so let me get out the stats real quick. And if you want to speed this up, in the document I put a link to useful monster stat cards that you can get from Drive-Thru-RPG. They're ones challenge level 0 to 2, they're free, and the other ones you gotta pay for, but it could speed up the process if you want to use them. All right, so giant wolf spider. And I only used monsters from the basic rules document, so that also shouldn't be too much of a hassle to look those stats up. And where are the giant wolf spiders? Giant wolf spiders, where are you? This is all giant. I think that is alphabetically, but giant spider, giant vulture. Ah, oh, they were hiding down here across the page. So the giant wolf spider. They have initiative. Oh, initiative +3. they have an AC of 13. AC 13. They have 11 hit points. And of course, spider climb, the usual. So bite, it is +3, 1d6 +1, but DC 11 con save or 2d6 poison damage. Either full or half damage. Alright, so that's the bite. Bite +3 and 1d6 +1 plus 2d6 DC 11. Alright, con save. That is all I need. So let's check initiative. I only need to roll for the spider and it's got +3. 13 plus 3 is 16. So that means the spiders also go first because the highest one is 15 from us, and this is Ulrich, so they got in it 16. So it's the spider. So that also makes sense because we're preoccupied, and so they have spider climb and web walk. So they basically, yeah, they can very easily move across low objects and everything. And I just say this difficult terrain is also from cobwebs and spider webs, so it doesn't affect the spiders. Yep, so let's just concentrate on the first target here, the archer. That is Lucas. All right, the first spider moves. 1, 2, 3, and bites. So as Lucas is checking the cell door, suddenly a large hairy spider, trigger warning, attacks and bites with its poisonous fangs. And it misses. It rolls a 3, even though Lucas has only a 13 armor class. But now the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also attacks. Oh, it hits. It rolls an 18. But that is only 1 plus 1. That is 2, but that is not the problem. The problem is the possible poison. So let's just first subtract the 2. So he's at 9, and now he's got to succeed at a DC 11 con save. And this is Lucas. He is proficient with con, so he's got +3 and must succeed at DC 11. And he makes it, but that means he still takes half damage. 2d6, and he takes half damage. 2d6. All right, I just go by the average. It's 7 and half is 3.5. I think you always round down. So he takes 3 additional points of poison damage. So that brings him down to 6. These creatures, they're poisonous. All right, so now we're at initiative 15, and this is Ulrich. All right, so yeah, he needs to assist, and he needs to also give the others some room. So he will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 difficult terrain. I can't move here because that would cost me 7. I also do not get an opportunity attack because I stay within the threatened reach. So, and now with my +1 magic rapier, I mean, I don't think I've ever done anything useful in this game with this character so far because of his stupid luck. But let's see, +6 versus AC 13. It is doable. It is doable, but we will see. Ah, yes, it is doable. So 16 natural and 5 plus 6. That is 11 points of damage that kills 1 spider. So the gray spider, so from behind in its body, I stab with my rapier and It's dead. Ugh. All right, that was 15. Now we got the 14s, Lucas and Mia Lee. I will do Mia Lee first because Lucas he can only attack with disadvantage with his and he can't move away because of attacks of opportunity. So Mia Lee will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still within threatened reach, so no attacks of opportunity. She'll move over here. And now dual scimitars, green, blue. Main hand offhand, action, bonus action, +4 versus AC 13. And look at this, critical hit, 20 and another hit. So that is 3, 4, and the 3 is rolled again. 4 and another one, that is 5, but I also deal 6 for the 2 times, no, only 2, so that is 5, that is 9. Yeah, plus 6 would be 11, that would, so that's 9, that is not enough, but almost. So this one spider left only got 2 hit points left because yeah, I was not that lucky with my damage rolls. But we have Kelvin and now Lucas with 14 still. So he will just shoot with disadvantage. Doesn't matter because he attacks +6. His longsword would only be +3. And yeah, he's got disadvantage, but doesn't care. He's got the bow at the ready. So let's just roll with disadvantage. So I roll the red die because, and see what happens. And look at this, natural 20, which I can't use, but also a 12, which is enough, +6, and 6 damage +2. So that is enough. So a point blank shot from above, even though I got a fight of the fangs, but I managed to knock an arrow and kill the spider. All right, so who's hurt? Lucas, the guy that just shot. All right, so he's hurt. He's got only 6 hit points left. And we're at encounter 3. So this ends the encounter. That means first I roll my torch die. Yes, it stays at a d6, and now I have to decide if I want to take a short rest. That'll be my second short rest for the day, and I will do that because after the next encounter I can take a long rest, and this means that Lucas is healed full because companions, they always regenerate 10 plus constitution bonus. So this might sound pretty strong, but this also does not increase. So it doesn't matter if they're level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. They do not have hit points. They always regenerate a set number. So in the beginning, it'll be enough to basically almost heal them fully. But if they increase their hit points, like this guy, he's got 22 hit points. So he would not have the option to use more than 1 hit die. He just regenerates a set amount. So I'm a little bit on the fence if 6 might be too much, if I should tone it down to 8 or use the higher average like in the class progression of a d10, which would be 6 plus con bonus. I'm not sure, I'm on the fence. Maybe you got an opinion on it, let me know in the comments. But as for now, he will regenerate 10 plus X, which then again regenerates him fully. So as long as we can still take short rests, we're actually good. So I did the torch and I did the rest. So now we move to encounter 4. What I didn't do, I remember after the long rest, I didn't roll my... Oh yes, I did roll my food die because that was what I did last session. All right, so exploration table. Seven. Oh, so we come across another laboratory. So you already know this one, but that's all right. So you will encounter the things more than once, but this is all right because it's like a board game and not a... So this is a vast dungeon, and obviously they had more than one laboratory. So the same thing, chamber ahead seems to have been an old laboratory, and we have to succeed at a DC 11 plus X con save or suffer D6 points of poison damage. And this is encounter 4. Alright, and yeah, he's got, Alec has used his hit die. So, yeah, let's just go in order. Alec, Constitution +4, DC 11. Yes, I make it. Whew, this time I make it. Lucas. The 10, his constant, yeah, he's got proficiency, he's at 13, so he makes it also. Mia Lee, she only got +1. And she fails, so she takes 1d6 points of poison damage. Let's roll it. 6 points. Ugh. So she's at 5. And finally, Kelvin. Constitution +1. He fails, so he also takes 1d6 points of damage. 6, but he's at 22, so that is 16. He's got 16 left. Alright, so that ends the encounter, so I roll the torch die, which is a waste because I gotta use another one. Yep, it decreases, but it's alright because I gotta use another torch anyways. So just as a reminder, torch die is D4. This moves to rest. And now the thing is, if I'm disturbed now, because I can't take a short rest now, and I got 2 wounded characters, and if I'm disturbed during the rest, I will not get the benefit of a long rest, which means they do not regenerate hit points. But then, of course, the short rest counters, they reset, and I could just take short rests. But if I face a fight, I would have to face this fight with reduced hit points. Because at the moment I can't take a short rest, because I used up all my short rests. And I'm not sure yet if I can take advantage of this short rest. But, so we come together to rest. But not among these dead spiders. And now I'm using... I'm assigning camp actions to try this out. So you can assign 1 camp action to every party member, and in a dungeon you can forage. And since I also do not have herbs and crafting supplies, I can't brew potions or craft, but I can inspire or lift morale by performing, and I can also tend to wounds. So that would be good. Now to do this, just in case I face an encounter during the night, so I would have a chance to regain some hit points. So to tend to wounds is a medicine. Oh damn! But I also need a healer's kit. I need to expand 1 use of a healer's kit, and none of my adventurers, because I didn't buy one yet. They all only start with an adventurer's pack. So none of them has a healer's kit. They have an adventurer's pack, and they have what they're proficient with. So Calvin has a herbalism kit and thieves tools. Mia Lee has her flute and thieves tools. And Lucas, Lucas, I just looked it up. I didn't choose anything for him yet. But he's the archer, so it wouldn't be. But he's also, let's say, he does have medicine. So you know what? This is not cheating. I just forgot. So he's got his adventurer's pack. This is what they all have. Then I got to track his torches. And I didn't choose his non-skill proficiencies yet. So I can choose 2. So he will be proficient with, since he will be the ranger, he will be proficient with the woodcarver's tools, and the healer's kit. I don't think you need a proficiency for that, but... And this is also then, of course, what he has. So just for testing it, he can do it. So Lucas, he will tend to wounds, and he will tend to the wounds of Miali, because Kelvin, he has enough hit points. Miali is in pretty bad shape because she's at 5 hit points. So you gotta succeed at the DC 15, I think it is, medicine check, and expend 1 use of a healer's kit. So he's got +4 medicine. Healer's kit has 10 uses. Yes, he succeeds. 12 + 4. So healer's kit, I cross off a use. And Miali regenerates hit points as if she has spent a hit die. So they do not have hit die. They always regenerate the same amount, which is 10 plus Constitution, which is 11. So long story short, she is fully healed. And that was his camp action. Every character can only do 1 camp action. So Miali, she will inspire moral or lift moral by performing on her flute. So she plays a nice uplifting tune. She also's got to succeed at a DC 15 performance check. She's got performance +3. And if she succeeds, all of my party members get inspiration, which means if they use it, they can roll with advantage. And she succeeds. She rolls an 18, +3 is 21. And this is good because these sheets, they have a little box here for inspiration. So I just put a check mark there and then I erase it. So now all our hopes are up. Moral is high. She plays a wonderful tune, but this of course might attract monsters. So now we rest in the dungeon and we roll a d6, and on a 1 or 2 we face a combat encounter. So encounters during a rest are always combat encounters. And of course it is a 1 again. So now it is good that I tended to wounds, because now I do not get the benefit of a long rest. So none of my characters will be healed at the start of the next day. And if you play, for example, spellcasters, you also do not regain spell points. So you should be, yeah, I mean, a level 1 party in a level 1 dungeon is alright, but if a dungeon is like level 3 or 4 and you're a level 1 party, you shouldn't go in there. Yeah, so now a combat encounter, and Kelvin is at 16 hit points. And this is, yeah, during the night, but we all got inspiration. So what I will do is I will determine the combat encounter, and then I will again end this session here. And yeah, I'm eager to continue this playtest, at least until I get my quests done and leave the dungeon. But I also don't want to wait too long until I continue my Dragonbane session, because there I'm also in the flow. So yeah, what do you think? What should I do? Please let me know in the comments. Should I do another playtest session, or should I continue with Dragonbane? But I think I will continue with... Nah, I'm not thinking anything. I will see what you guys think. So, but first, let's see what approaches me during the night. So my level 1 dungeon combat encounter table. It's only 6 encounters. We just had the wolf spiders, so if they come up again, I will re-roll. No, 2 zombies. Yeah, alright. So I don't think we had zombies yet. So 2 zombies shamble out of the shadows. So we are awakened by this foul stench of rotting flesh, as in the doorway 2 zombies appear. So yeah, I will end this session here and just make a quick note: 2 zombies. And I will continue this next time. Oh, I didn't get the XP for the 2 giant wolf spiders. Just so that's 2 giant wolf spiders. They're only 100 XP. And yeah, so I'm at 800. 800 XP. All right, so yeah, so this concludes my session, or my playtest session 2. So what I need to think about, what I might have identified as something that might be a little bit too overpowered in the beginning, is the healing rate of companions. Basically, at level 1, they're back to full hit points after every short rest, basically. But like I said, it'll scale. So when they're more powerful, it'll maybe even out or slow down. I don't know. So that would be something I need to think about. Then I need to change some wording regarding either sleight of hand or thieves tool proficiency. Let's see, did I identify anything else? Nothing that comes into my mind right now. So I will think about this. Maybe you get an opinion. So what do you think about the healing rate of companions or sidekicks using my custom sidekick rules? I know they're official ones in the Essentials kit, and they have hit dice, but I don't want to do too much bookkeeping playing solo. So I'll rather stick to my simple sidekicks. I do not want to handle spell slots and hit dice for like a party of 3 sidekicks. You could do this like if you play with a friend. Each of you could run a normal character and a more complex sidekick maybe. So you only have to keep track of two characters and the burden is shouldered. But if you do everything all by yourself, yeah, I need some wiggle room here regarding the bookkeeping. Yeah, so I'll think about that. So once again, thank you for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And if you want to support the channel, please do subscribe, because it costs you nothing and it makes me happy, and it brings me one step closer to my goal of unlimited YouTube power and fame. And as my new favorite quote, Rocky would say from Creed, 1 video at a time, 1 view at a time, 1 subscriber at a time. So until next time, have a nice evening, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy, and bye-bye.